Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility here on Wednesday, new release day. Here I got a pretty cool reissue to show you from a band that's been around for like a million years. I had no idea Hungary's Omega, O-M-E-G-A, have actually been around as a band since like the early 60s. Right? I only really knew of them as, putting out albums in the 70s. Of course, a very cool progressive rock band. They did kind of space rock, psychedelic rock, hard rock. And this cool reissue from MIG, Made in Germany Records, includes two of their albums. 200 Years After the Last War, which many people consider their classic, and The Hall of Floaters in the Sky. Those are the two albums contained in their entirety on this reissue. 200 Years After the Last War came out in 1974. That was followed by Omega 3, and also in the same year, in 1975, The Hall of Floaters in the Sky came out. So, pretty cool band here. The lineup, hopefully I won't butcher these names too much here. Janos Kobor on lead vocals and percussion. Laszlo Benko, not to be confused with Jamie. Organ, Moog synthesizer, vocals, grand piano, Hohner clavinet, Fender piano, Elka Rhapsody, and backing vocals. Tamas Mikali on bass, mellotron, and vocals. Georgi Molnar on guitars, 12-string guitar and acoustic guitar. Ferenc Debreceni on drums, percussion, tubular bells, backing vocals. And also, in addition, you have Mihaly Simon, who also does some vocals on the 200 Years After the Last War album. All right, and this, mastered by Will Daimler, liner notes by Jens Uwe Berndt, translation Huta Pistor, artwork Hamun Berregdar. All right, so a little bit of history. These guys, like I said, have been around for a long, long time. They have a slew of album releases in their native Hungary in Hungarian, and they also have released lots of albums outside of Hungary in English. Okay, quite the large discography. So as far as, let's see here, Hungarian language albums, like at least 20. English language albums, probably not quite that many, right? We've got Omega Red Star from Hungary, which is, I guess, a rare early vinyl recording from 68, but then their first official, I guess, English language album is Omega from 73, 200 Years After the Last War, 74, Omega 3, 74, Hall of Floaters in the Sky, 75, Time Robber, 76, Sky Rover, 78, Gamapolis, 79, Working, 81, and then Transcendent in 1996. They also released a German studio album as well in 73. Lots of live albums. Compilation albums. These guys were pretty damn prolific, right? So, anyway, let's take a look at this cool Digipack reissue here. All right, so as you can see, there are other of these available. So you've got another 2-pack which has the first album and the third. Why they didn't just do them in order, I have no idea. Another one that's got Time Robber and Sky Rover, and then one with Gamapolis and Live at Kistadion. Okay, so there are other ones available. Maybe they did this because these are considered their two greatest albums. I don't know. Okay, and then you've got both the CDs have the album covers on them, and then the booklet. Okay, there's the guys in the band. All right, some cool information on the history of the band and these albums. This stuff is always appreciated. There you get the front and back cover of Hall of Floaters in the Sky. Very cool album cover, and some information on that. Okay, and then more information on the band themselves. So what you get here, both albums are kind of different from each other. 200 Years After the Last War is the definitely more epic, proggy album. You get the 19-plus minute title suite. Actually, it's not title suite, it's just called Suite, which took up all of side one, obviously on the original LP. And that is really, really interesting. That's definitely the most prog rock song out of any of these, all of these songs here. It's got multiple movements. The one thing about it that's kind of weird for me is that it almost sounds like, a dozen pieces all just kind of edited together. You can definitely tell where things stop, something else begins. It doesn't really flow. I hate to utilize Close to the Edge, but Close to the Edge was also something that was put together out of all these different songs and movements and things, but they made it sound very seamless. The Suite here, not quite as seamless. You can definitely tell that it's like multiple things all kind of put together. It's all really well done. Great keyboards, nice guitar. I mean, it's 70s prog, right? And again, I haven't listened to a lot of Hungarian prog. There's only a couple real notable bands out there from this time period. But these guys were really good. This is really good. I think maybe like a similar time period, Nectar kind of pops in mind. Yeah, you hit a little Yes and Genesis and King Crimson things along the way. But nice use of dramatics, really good. Then you got Help to Find Me, which is more of like a traditional kind of like standard hard rock song. That, I think, was the band at their core. They were much, much more of a hard rock band who got involved in prog a little bit. 200 Years After the Last War is the title track. That's very well done. That's very proggy. And then You Don't Know is the final track. That's, again, more of like a standard rock song. Okay, that's 200 Years After the Last War. Definitely check out The Suite and the title track. Help to Find Me is good as well. CD2, The Hall of Floaters in the Sky. Much, no big, real epic songs. Other than there's one that's near 9 minutes, but this is much, much more of a hard rock album, kind of Deep Purple-y in spots. So if you like, the upfront crunchy guitar, lots of good biting bluesy rock guitar solos, lots of Hammond organ and mellotron and synths and whatnot. Moving World, One Man's Land is a really cool song. You got Magician. That's kind of one of the more proggy songs on here. Title track, The Hall of Floaters in the Sky is really quick. It's just under 3 minutes. And then Never Feel Shame is the lengthy one on here. And then 20th Century Town Dweller, also kind of lengthy at just under 7 minutes. Those are really, really good. It's funny. I would say if you're interested in checking this out purely from a prog rock perspective, 200 Years After the Last War is the more prog album. However, this is probably the more solid album start to finish if you're more of like a early mid-70s hard rock fan. Okay, cool keys and guitars, vocals are very well done on here as well. So yeah, I dig both of these albums. I think it's really cool kind of curiosity from the 70s. A band that might not be familiar to many of you. They were much more of an obscure prog band, at least here in North America. But if you're from that part of the world, near Hungary, I'm sure you've heard of them because, like I said, they've been around for a long time and pretty prolific. So yeah, if you like that early mid-70s stuff, whether it be prog or hard rock, definitely check this out. Lots of keys and guitars, long tracks, all that good stuff, and it's a really cool reissue. It sounds great as well. So Omega, 200 Years After the Last War, and The Hall of Floaters in the Sky. Look at that intricate, kind of forming some kind of weird chord there, right? So check it out. And if you're already a fan, you already know these, let us know what you think of them. If not, go listen and report back. Let us know what you think. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. All together. All the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell. Also, click that like button, too. Very, very important in the YouTube algorithm to make sure that they send these videos out so more people can see them. The more likes and more comments we get, that's how the video gets around. We also have links below in the video description to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations and our merch page where you can get all sorts of cool Sea of Tranquility stuff. And don't forget, we've got SOT Fall Fest at the Chance in Poughkeepsie, New York, just coming up in a week and a half. So hope to see all of you there. Tickets are still available. And I am Pete Pardo. See you real soon with more reviews, right? Take care. Bye-bye.